Hello everyone, Saad here from Scale My Meal Prep. In this video, I want to share an extremely important topic for food entrepreneurs, and it's basically how to stay profitable, mega profitable, very extremely profitable, even while the cost of everything seems to be going up left and right, all the way from like food costing more. There's some ingredients that cost literally as much as 2 or 3 times what they used to cost like 6 months, a year, or 2 years ago. Even the cost of hiring people is more than ever now. And when I say cost, it may not mean money, but I even mean energy wise. It takes a lot more interviews to get the right people that stick around and are willing to work, all the way to the cost of like acquiring a customer from social media, whether you're running ads or you're just posting on Instagram. Less of your posts are reaching as many people as they used to like 5 years ago or a year ago. So the cost of everything just seems to be going higher and higher day by day, while customers are not willing to pay 2 or 3 times as much. And what's happening is essentially businesses are are falling left and right. Some are just staying in business to stay in business, or not even profitable. There's some businesses out there with overhead employees like barely making $10,000 a month. Like it's impossible to stay profitable at that sort of revenue, right? Especially if you've got more overhead and more fixed costs. So like how do you stay profitable? How do you still get like 30, 40, 50% if you're really, really, really good? It is possible, net profits with your food business, right? Number one, you can either just cut more waste, right? Cut expenses, or number two, increase revenue, right? And I'm sure you've looked into cutting expenses and cutting waste and not paying for things that you don't necessarily need. In this video, I'm just going to discuss how to increase revenue. And the businesses that I see super profitable now are squeezing every last dollar of profit from every profit center within their business. You no longer can be a business with one core offer with just one mechanism to get customers or one profit center. So by that I mean, like, for example, you sell, I don't know, the best Caribbean food, right? Or you have a Caribbean restaurant and your only mechanism was people that see your store and come in, so walk in, and the people that basically see your brick and mortar, or perhaps you're a catering company or your meal prep business, and your only mechanism was word of mouth and referrals, right? That's a profit center. You can no longer survive on just one, is what we're finding. You have to, and when I say like add all of these profit centers, I do not mean that lose focus and just add a bunch of different products and forget really what gives you your edge and what makes you special. That's not what I mean. Keep that and only focus on that. In fact, that's even more important than it was before, right? Because if you don't have an edge now and if you can't differentiate yourself, it's hard to sell regardless of how many profit centers you have. So you do want to focus on your core offer, right? What makes you stand out. But you need to have a bunch of distribution centers, or like profit centers that are connected to it, that are flowing cash, sort of. And as an example, I want to show you guys a report that my team just sent me for some of our clients. Like, this is a small meal prep business that does about, at this point, about $30,000 a month in revenue, with no overhead, pretty much no overhead. Like, they rent a commissary kitchen, so no fixed cost overhead. It's a variable cost, so it's hourly. And I want to show you all the different profit centers that we basically have, right? There's like the ads, and some people are like, oh, paid ads. I don't know if paid ads are profitable, or they make paid ads they're only in one way to get revenue, right? We've got paid ads generating anywhere from like $4,000 to $5,000 a month. Then we got SMS revenue, right? How many other people are actually collecting phone numbers and texting them regularly? Does it actually make money? Yes, it does. You know, it adds another extra 5 grand. 5 grand can make a difference, right? Email revenue. How many people are actually sending emails every single week to their potential prospects, right? That's $6,000 in revenue. Even push notifications through an application we use called Push Out, right? $860, adding up to an extra $17,000 in different profit centers, or you can call them, different distribution centers, for the same product, same offering, right? This revenue was unlikely to come if these mechanisms were not built out. And some of them are small, only $1,000, but combined, they can give you that edge and give you that efficiency to stand out, and survive this time. Because what I'm finding, and you may be finding this too, like it's like food businesses are like playing hot potato now. Like if you like, I encourage you to go on Google and see businesses for sale, and you'll see these businesses that are doing $0 in profit, but trying to sell for $100,000, quarter million, half a million, a million. It, and some folks still value these traditional brick and mortar businesses, regardless of them not making a profit. It's not going to be like this, I think, in a few years or 5 years, when the market actually realizes that these businesses don't have any value. They don't produce a profit. Why would you pay $500,000 for something that loses money? And in order to make money, you can't even employ staff. You have to do everything, be in the store yourself, and maybe you just created a job for yourself, right? People are not going to be willing to pay 500,000, quarter million, or even $100,000 for these businesses. But it's working still now. I do still see businesses selling um, for like 100 grand for a business that makes 10 grand a month in revenue with no profits. So it's like they're playing hot potato. It's going to be like who's left with the business at the end, whose problem is it going to be at the end. And for the businesses that survive and make a profit and are left, because I think a lot of these businesses are going to play hot potato, but they're eventually going to go to the point where nobody else is willing to buy them and they just shut down. And the few businesses that survive, there's going to be a good time again, because there's just going to be less competition where, you're making mega profits. But in order to survive this time in 2023, I think you got to squeeze a dollar out of every profit center you can find. And that some of those things include like doing the boring stuff, sending out texts, collecting texts, sending out emails every week, learning paid ads, creating an online ordering mechanism if you don't have one, going beyond just word of mouth. Because if you don't, the writing's on the wall, right? Everything is costing more. The margins are not there anymore to neglect all of this stuff and still survive. And that's it. Wanted to share that with you guys. If you found it of value, please like and subscribe. You could book a call if you'd like to speak to our team and see exactly how we do this with over 250 food entrepreneurs now all across Canada and the United States. We'd love to chat with you. Thank you.